All right. Hello, everybody. Thank you for joining us. Today, we are really excited. We're going to introduce y'all to our new equipment cart. It's called the elo-cart. And my name is Michelle Kaiser. I'm the person responsible for marketing at ITD in the Americas, and I'm excited to be with you today. The elo-cart, just a little bit of information about it. It is a single device roll stand that can be used for a variety of different applications. Today, our presentation, we expect to take approximately 60 minutes. During that time, we are going to introduce the product concept. We're going to talk about features and benefits for both customers and the medical staff. And then that'll take approximately half of that 60-minute slot. And then after that, we are going to turn it over to my colleague Andreas, and he is going to show you the actual product and give you a little bit of a demonstration. As we're going through today's presentations, if you have any questions, please feel free to use the raise hand feature in Teams. But additionally, please also use the comment or chat section, and you can put your question in there. We'd like to ask y'all, if you haven't already, if you could switch your microphones to mute during the presentation. And well, one other thing, we do need to let you all know that the presentation is going to be recorded from this point on, and so we're ready to get started. So many of you are familiar already with the ITD existing product portfolio of single column carts, and that's what we're looking at right here. We have the Unicart, the Vexio cart, the Pro cart. They differ in payload, size, complexity, even price. The elo-cart is the newest addition to this portfolio, and it allows for less complex applications that require only one device. The maximum payload for the elo-cart is 40 kilograms. We understand with our history and working with our customers and their customers that there's not a whole lot of free space in hospitals or clinics, and that more often than not, your customers are working in very tight spaces. So as a result, the development of many different medical devices and carts that carry them are getting smaller and smaller. The requirements for flexibility and cost effectiveness of these types of devices is increasing. So our new roll stand addresses these challenges. It is a flexible equipment cart that can be quickly and easily adapted to different requirements. It has great user friendliness, very high quality, and it's priced very competitively. We have prepared a short video to introduce you to this product. So I'm going to just let this roll, and I'll see you on the other end.
ITD has added to its product range the roll stand, an equipment cart for very compact applications. Thanks to the modular product system, the roll stand allows configurations for a wide range of medical applications, such as patient monitoring, ECG, endoscopy, ventilation, ultrasound, and as a monitor roll stand. With numerous add-on modules for the multifunctional tray or bin and top shelf, the equipment cart can be quickly and easily adapted to individual requirements. Easy maneuverability and flexible functions support ergonomic working. By efficiently implementing your requirements, the new roll stand from ITD will reduce your time and costs. Differentiate your product and gain a competitive advantage. The roll stand from ITD. Versatile, durable, elegant.
Okay, so like all the other ITD equipment carts, this new elo cart that we have here is designed as a modular construction kit. And that's really important for a few different reasons. This type of system, this modular system approach, it allows for individual requirements to be implemented very quickly and easily with as few resources as possible. Here on this slide, you can see that there are 6 different basic applications. There's the single-use endoscopy, there's the ECG, there's a patient monitor application, ultrasound, ventilation, and a monitor roll stand. And we saw some of those in the video as well. Each of these applications can be configured from our modular system. And the same applies to other applications in the medical, and if you need it for use in a different application in the medical field, we can certainly configure it for use there as well. There may be other use cases that you want to see that we aren't showing on the screen, so just keep that in mind that there is a lot of flexibility to use it in different areas. We want to be able to support manufacturers of medical devices so that you guys can go to market with your systems on these stands as quickly as possible. So we have basically 2 core modules in the product configuration. It's the multifunctional bin and the tray. So these are really important accessories for this roll stand for the elo-cart. The bin is available in a shallow or a deep version, and you can see that here on the screen. Both options can be supplemented with different add-on modules. If you look closely on this screen, you might be able to see some small slots on the frame of the bin itself. These are used because the accessories are inserted right into those slots. You simply click them in without any use of tools. And each part can also be removed just as easily, for example, when you're ready to clean it, or if your requirements change. So the swapping out of these different modules or accessories is extremely easy. The 5 accessories shown at the top of this slide, the universal holder, the hook for disposable endoscopies, the holder for ultrasound probes, the cable winding aid, and the cable hook. These are examples of different types of accessories that can be easily snapped on or off the roll stand. Each item can therefore be positioned exactly where it's needed when you have this ease of installment, if you will. They can be easily positioned exactly where they're needed at the right height for different workers. So how does this all work? Well, the bin frame can be positioned to any required height if you have associates or medical staff customers that vary in height. You just need one screw that you need to loosen. And you can make that adjustment. That's going to be shown in the presentation by Andreas when this PowerPoint piece is completed. When you have this type of really easy setup, it allows the equipment cart to be put together and set up according to ergonomic principles, which ultimately we believe increases user satisfaction. It is important for me to make one note here. The slots that I mentioned, they're covered by the edges of the basket frame so that there's no containment. So really nicely engineered. In addition to the add-on accessories that I just spoke about in the previous slide, there are other accessories that are available in the modular kit for the elo-cart. Shown here are these options, and I'll just kind of go through them real quickly. We have a rear push handle. It's not only really comfortable to hold, but it's actually pretty aesthetically pleasing. It's nice to look at. We have a standard rail. We have a swivel arm. There's a caster conversion kit, a tube arm, a cable guide, and a gas bottle holder. These accessories can also be mounted in any kind of plug and play solution so that it supports that rapid implementation of individual requirements that your customers might have. So we know that having an optimized workplace is becoming increasingly important, especially in the medical environment. So let's think, for example, of alternating between sitting and standing. You probably have customers that like to vary the way that they're working and the position that they're in. Users of different heights, as I mentioned before. So there's a lot of different variations that can happen in that medical environment that we want to make sure we are optimizing the cart for the greatest use and user satisfaction. So this cart, it actually is optional height adjustment. It has a height adjustment column that you can get on the elo-cart. We really believe that this is a highly desired feature in many clinics and medical practices. The height adjustment column, it can be extended all the way up to 300 millimeters. The fixed column is also available, and we have that in 5 different standard heights, and a couple of them are shown here. But basically, they range from about 1,000 millimeters to a little over 1,600 millimeters. And they can also be offered in special lengths. If you have specific customer requests, we can accommodate that as well. So our goal is for you to get your product quickly, no matter what the configuration you need or what monitor you are planning on attaching to the elo-cart. That's why there are rigid and tiltable mounts for the elo-cart for different monitors, which support all common interfaces. The tiltable mounts support monitor weights of up to 10 kilograms. And these are just a variety of rigid and tiltable options shown here. So let's talk a little bit about assembly. Earlier, I mentioned that the high level of user friendliness that characterizes the roll stand is important to us, making sure that it's very easy to use. In our opinion, that starts right out of the box with assembly. The assembly of the equipment cart is so simple that the entire product can be set up directly by the end customer. So usually it takes about less than 5 minutes, and it usually will only take one person to complete assembly. Consequently, as you can conclude, this saves time and money for your end user. The assembly of the basket frame as a central module is done with only one Allen screw, which presses on the column without damaging it. So in other words, you just slide the basket frame on, select the position you want it on the frame, and then you screw it down and you're all set. So really nice and easy. Continuing with some other assembly notes, the column is also mounted with just one screw. The casters, as you can see here, they are easily clicked into place and can be adjusted very easily. The casters are already installed when the cart is shipped, which is really nice for your end user that it gets delivered with the casters already installed. So not only in assembly, but also in logistics, we wanted to make sure that we were keeping costs as low as possible. So we developed a product with low weight that can be packed in a particularly space-saving way, and that's what you were looking at on this screen right here. These renderings, you can see in these images here how the product is delivered in the packaging. So this allows for them to be stacked if necessary to be able to save space. Our goal is to offer an equipment cart with big benefits for manufacturers and medical staff alike at an attractive price performance ratio. So there's a few ways we go about doing this so that we can achieve this goal. The first one is that the elo-cart is built on a modular system that saves time and cost in regard to product configuration. The cart offers high quality and premium design that leads to an increase in competitiveness. We have built-in features and ergonomic adjustment options that increase user satisfaction as well. Again, understanding that ergonomic comfort is super important in this industry. The roll stand is a medically approved product that minimizes the regulatory burden. So it increases safety and reduces regulatory burden. And we think that that's a really great advantage. And with this well thought out logistic approach, it does save costs as well. So if any of what we've talked about today piques your interest and you're thinking about how that elo-cart that we just looked at might be a suitable option for you or your customers, we would invite you to configure the application. Go ahead and jump right into our product configurator. It's on our website. That is itd-carts.com. And you can get right into the product configurator, which is a really great tool that will help guide you step by step through the configuration process. It visualizes what you're doing, and it's very easy to use. You will be a registered user. Once you get in there, you have to sign up and become a registered user. And once you are, you'll be able to see your price based on our non-binding sales price proposals. So we just encourage you to go in there, check it out, reach out to us if you have any questions as you're working your way through it or stumble across any problems. So I know you're all sitting there wondering, well, when can I get it? So if this is something that you absolutely need right away, we're excited to tell you that we can start taking orders as soon as today. The cart will be available for delivery in the beginning of December. And it should take about 2 to 4 weeks for delivery. So if you need more information about this, more definite dates and information, including pricing, delivery windows, and all that good information, please reach out to your ITD sales representative at any time, or let us know if you have any questions that we can help with. Okay, so that about does it for this part of the presentation. I'm excited to now turn it over to my colleague, Andreas, and he's going to give you a really great live look at the elo-cart. And just as a quick reminder that if at any time during Andreas's presentation or demonstration, I should say, if you have any questions, please, again, add them into the chat or use the raise hand feature in Teams.
So welcome to this presentation of this brand new elo-cart. I'm Andreas Hager. You probably might know all myself. I will now present the elo-cart here in hardware in a real live show, and will just jump on Michelle's slides and to show in realistic what she shows on her slides. So feel free to drop any questions in the chat or just put your mic on and ask your question, and I will try to answer all the questions just in time. So let's begin with the basic frame. So the basic frame itself is a die casting part. You see it here. We have powdered it in a traffic white, and it's made for 40 kilograms. And of course, we secured the 6 times factor security, so it carries up to 250 kilograms. And a little bit more with some safety factors for the future project for more payload. But we are now safe to call it a medical device class 1 because we have all tests passed and we are ready to ship it out as a medical class 1 product. It will be delivered with 4 casters. Normally they are breakable, but in case of a special application and in case to save some money, depending on the application, it can also be a way to have only 2 casters with brake and 2 without brake. Regularly they are 75 millimeters, but also available with 100 millimeters. There are all the different counterweights available. They are placed in the basic frame in the free space between the legs. So there is a cylindric mass that can be placed here. It's about 4 kilograms and additional 4 bars that can be placed in the legs. So up to 9 kilograms are allowed to be placed as counterweights inside of this basic frame. And this counterweights will now give us the possibility to carry all of these 6 applications that you have seen in the beginning without any danger of dropping over. The column itself, it's made of an anodized aluminum extrusion profile, and as Michelle mentioned, there is only 1 screw needed to mount it. You will see now here the profile itself. It has in the inner section a cross with our self-cutting hole, so that you can just screw inside this dome, and then the column is fixed just by screwing 1 screw. And this profile combines all benefits. It has a clean look. It is strong enough to carry our application, and the geometry allows us this easy clamping solution, what will I show you later for the roll stand. It's available in 5 different lengths, from 1 meter to 1.6 meter. And as you know, ITD, we can also do customizing for you. If you need a special length, we will cut it on demand, and then we can ship it out directly to your needs. The height adjustment, as Michelle mentioned also, is not finished yet. It will be released in the very first days of the next year. We are currently working on the bearings and the high adjustment gas springs itself. Let's jump from bottom side to the top side. We have 2 different types of weser holders for this new elo-cart. We are differing in fixed and tiltable ones. Let's start with the fixed one. Probably the most common angle will be this angle. It's a weser 75-100 plate that is directly screwed on the column. And with this variety of different holes, it will cover up to a regular 24-inch monitor. Also quite popular with GE application and Neon Coden and also Mindray is this slide-in 5-inch module that is also be mounted on top of the column, and with customized plates you can just slide in the monitor of the customer. Very special but very common, at least in Europe, are the domes that we are having for Philips. This is also one metal part that can be screwed on the column. The domes are not part of the ITD delivery because the domes are with the Philips monitor. And the fixed ones are cost optimized solutions to place the monitor. Much more comfortable are the tiltable ones. Like you see, for example, here, this is a weser 75-100 that is in front of the monitor, and it carries up to 10 kilograms. There are different types available. Also, for example, you have this angle mounted here on top on an axis, or also the Philips and also the 5-inch slide-in module can be mounted on the axis on top and can be tiltable in the end. The product itself does not contain a swivelable and tiltable weser unit because we see that the swivelable action can be done by turning the cart in the right position. The big difference to the existing solutions on the market from competitors, and also the highlight of this elo-cart, is the multifunctional tray and bin. So let's start with the 2 different frames we have. We have one frame with a handle and one frame without a handle. They can be interchanged on demand. What is special on the one with the handle is that the handle has a highlighted color. Here it's in anthracite, and it's also a soft grip plastic, so that you feel the difference between the hard white plastic that is bringing the force inside of the system, and the soft touch makes it easier or much more comfortable to put your hands on, and then you have a really nice handle experience. All of our plastic parts, this also will follow up in the next minutes, are tested on chemical resistance. So don't be afraid, the clinical washing materials will not destroy the plastics that we have here in use. What is really, really special about the elo-cart is the easy mounting. As Michelle mentioned, you can just place the frame on the column, and then you can just stepless choose the right position, and you can just screw the screw on the inside of this frame, and then the lip, I show it here. The lip here will touch the column, and so not the iron screw will touch the column, the plastic lip of the frame will touch the column. So there will be no contact, and also no injury of the aluminum profile because of the mounting process. And also no scratches on the column because of this plastic lip. You see here are different slots also placed on the rear side, on the front side, and also on both of the sides. And this is important to place these little modules. You can just have different modules placed here, and via also a little lip inside of the structure, you can mount and demount the little add-ons to less just by clipping the little lips here. Let's go now to the product. The bin and also the shallow tray can be interchanged quite easily just by put out and put in here. And what was also one of our concepts we followed, we wanted to avoid any shaking or any jumping of this plastic bins. So if you now listen, you hear now our resolute click. This is the secret behind is the snap-in geometry we brought to the bins, and the opposite is inside of the frames. So this is a snap-in functionality that is just holding the plastic bin in position and avoid any shaking or any noise during usage. The plastic bins and trays are made for lightweight and also disposals, but we can also mount a strong shelf on the top of the column. So of course there is not the possibility to mount a shelf and a VESA mount parallel. This shelf will be mounted on a column via this 4 holes, and it's also available in 2 different sizes. This is the smaller one. So the bigger one is 10 centimeters longer, and it's also available with or without of these modules. And these modules are the same modules that you can just snap inside of these plastic frames. We decided to place a soft grip handle in front, and we decided to make a little angle inside so that also the handle experience is much more comfortable and much more ergonomic, since in comparison you have it not banded. Here you can mount one device on it, and the elo-cart was invented as a single device cart. So in the very first beginning, we just wanted to have one device placed on the cart, but we see in all the application that there's often the need to have a smaller device on the product. For this reason, we have invented a small shelf that can be placed in front of the column via a special clamp I will show you later. And this is a small shelf that is probably quite often used for the ultrasound printers or all for humidifiers for the ventilation applications. The parts that will make your elo-cart fitting perfectly to your application are these little modules. So let's jump to the modules. You have here, for example, the cable winders that are quite easily to click in and click out. It's just without any tool, with just one hand, you put it in position. And this hook can be used as a cable hook if you have only one. And if you have here two in this application, you can use it as a cable winder. We have here on the side our three-way cable hook. It allows the storing of different cable loops on different hooks. We see the application in the ECG field, and we see that 3 different hooks should be sufficient to cover the needs of the ECG cabling. Special part is this universal holder. It's like a cup or a small basket. You can use it for sandy wipes or canisters or disposals container. And what is special about this, if you have an ultrasound gel bottle, and probably you know it from your own examination, the doctor has to shake it until it's workable. What we have here is this opening in front. So it's possible to have this gas bottle holder different side placed to the bottom side. And so the gel is running to the opening. And if the doctor is starting his examination, he can just take it out and the gel is ready to go just by giving him the possibility to place the gel in these directions. A brand new application that we are covering with elo-cart is single-use endoscopy. It's getting quite important on the market because the plastic parts and also the electronics parts getting quite cost effective. And the big advantage is you do not need to have a sterilization process afterwards. You can just drop it in the bin. Let's not talk about sustainability, but it's a big advantage. No need for any after processing of these parts. And what we have invented for this application is, let's show here. It's a special hook. Here you see it with 4 hooks, and the application looks like that the doctor is putting this rail on the rear side of this frame, and then he's taking his sterile goods of the single-use endoscopy and just putting it here. So he can, of course, differ between different applications, different colors, different lengths, but it's up to the applications in the hospital how to use this parking hooks. And interesting is that this is before usage. So it's before getting contact to the patient. What is an option to have a parking position during the examination, we have invented this little part. We'll place it here on the side. You will now hear again this click. And during or after usage, you can just park it here. And so it's also stored and secured on the cart. And so the single endoscopy application can be perfectly used in the hospital on the bedside of the patient. What I have not mentioned yet, the handle on the rear side. It has the same structure like the plastic frames you see here. Can be put on the column and then fixed on each position. And we have also here this soft grip plastic inside that make it quite comfortable to grip it. And it's also a real strong and solid design so that you don't be afraid that this handle will not do its job. A small part that is already mounted here is the cable hook. This cable clip, let's say cable clip, is for a small cable management possibility. You see here the opening of this cable clip, and via different tools or teeth, you can find the best position, and it's up to three cables you can route inside. And it's just quite easily to clip on, and it's strong enough to stay in position. And also, if there is a cable running out of this clip, there is also not the danger that you are pulling it off the column. I mentioned before this little shelf, you might remember, and together with this shelf, you will need this die casting clamp. This die casting clamp will be also put on over the column, and you can mount on this a gas bottle holder or different DIN rails, or for example also a transformer holder, or this little shelf. You can just screw it together and then mount it, and so you have also a maximum flexibility on mounting it on the column. This is available for being mounted on the front side and also 180 degrees turned on the rear side. These are two different die casting parts, but they are offering the same possibility to you and to the end user. And this is also an important interface to the existing ITD world with this 32mm factors or steps. So with this 64 millimeters, you can just take nearly each existing equipment, existing accessory out of the catalog and mount it via this clamp on the new elo-cart. As last one that I present you is the arm that we are planning to have, especially for ventilation. So this arm will be placed normally on these shelves, and then it will route the tube from the ventilation machine to the patient and hold it in position. This will be probably the latest equipment that will be ready to ship, but it will be ready for ship also for November. So then also the ventilation application is completely available. Yeah, this was the elo-cart from my side. Important message again, elo-cart, the brand name is now protected from the German IP agency. And so we are glad to announce our new road stand now as an elo-cart. And let's have a nice future with the elo-cart. And if there are any questions, feel free to drop them now. Veronica will just let me know, and I will try to answer them just in time. Or if I cannot do it right now, of course, I will follow up and give you the information afterwards via email. Are there any questions I can answer you?
Hey, Andy, it's Bill Miller. How you doing?
Hi, Bill.
Hey, great presentation. Thank you very much for the information. Really appreciate it. Just a quick question. I had a call with a customer yesterday who was very impressed with the roll stand, but had a question about covered storage. Have you given any thought or perhaps considered developing a lid that would go over that bin, that larger or the smaller bin on the bottom?
Yes and no. So during our development process, we had also the idea to have like a cover on this bin.
Yep.
We have decided not to follow it because of the tooling costs, but we have it in the background as a metal sheet part. So if you should follow up with this metal sheet part, we can just follow it up tomorrow morning and give you an e-drawing of it with this metal sheet part covering the bin.
Okay. And would it be loose? Would it be attached somehow? How would it, or would it just sit on top?
It will not be directly attached, but there are little arms going into this, into the bin, and
Okay.
they will just, will have contact, and so it will not jump out or not only be lay in. It will have a contact to it and will hold via this functionality.
Oh, that's great. Thanks, Andy. I appreciate it.
Did anybody else have any questions? Okay. Well, we want to thank you all very much for your time today. This has been recorded, and so we will be following up with an email distributing the webinar to everybody who could not make it today, or for those of you who could make it, if you missed anything, you'll be able to listen to it at your own time that's convenient for you. And again, if you have any questions, please reach out to your ITD sales representative, visit our configurator, get in there and see if you can configure something that works for your customer, and let us know how we can help. Thank you, everybody, and have a great day. Oh, we
Okay.
did have maybe one more question.
Sorry, last minute question over here.
Please.
From the beginning of your presentation, Michelle, will we have the opportunity to showcase that applications video to some of our customers separate from the entire presentation? Could you send that out separately by chance?
Yeah, I'm sure we can probably arrange for that to go out. Yep, no problem.
It will be up on the ITD website tomorrow.
There you go.
Okay. There
Which is a great resource.
Thank you, guys.
Yeah, you're welcome. Okay, everybody, thank you for your time, and please let us know how we can help. Have a great day.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.